So Nancy Pelosi went on CNN yesterday and had a little bit of a meltdown. Take a listen.
Donald Trump saying that Kamala Harris has bigger cognitive problems than Joe Biden.
Why would you even cover that? This is a person who's not on the level. He is their nominee for president. He is incompetent. Let's not even talk about the silliness of it all and the weirdness of it all and the assault on women that it is. We're not going to talk issues.
Yeah, someone's clearly a little mad. By the way, we're not going to talk issues. Yeah, that whole part is highly ironic. But out of curiosity, when I saw this clip, I decided to sit down and take the time to listen to Nancy Pelosi's full interview with Jake Tapper. And there's a lot that needs to be talked about. First of all, she seems a little bit unenthusiastic about Kamala Harris. She has a little bit of a panic attack meltdown on TV later on. We'll react to that in full today, folks. So if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And that said, let's get in today reacting to Nancy Pelosi going a little bit crazy. She's kind of losing her mind here on CNN.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi is here with us to discuss. Do you think she needs to be presenting more meat on the bones of, I get that she's from a middle class family. It's great. And I get that she feels people's pains. Great. But what about, like, here are the 5 things I'm going to do directly for you? Does she need to be doing more of that?
Well, she'll be doing some of that tomorrow once she'll put forth her economic plan. But people like to have a connection to whoever is running for office, that they share their experience, that they understand their lives. And I think that's what she is establishing. But I never give advice to presidential candidates. The wisdom that they have, the political astuteness that they have to become the presidential candidate says they know something about the market out there. But I do think that the one issue in terms of the cost of living, people want to hear something very specific. She is saying that in that ad, but also tomorrow in her economic plan. I have no complaint about how she is going forward.
Oh, not a complaint.
Okay, so if we're going to interpret that politically, that means yes. Okay, Nancy Pelosi is kind of insinuating even herself, yeah, Kamala Harris isn't really saying enough, but I'm not going to say that publicly to counter-signal my presidential candidate, hence why she always resorts to, well, I'm not here to give advice to our presidential candidates. You gave a lot of advice to Joe Biden. You know, you were part of the main crew that pushed Biden out of the race. So clearly, if we're going to read into that, Nancy there does have some issues with the way Kamala Harris is running her campaign on the issues. And by the way, she's going to introduce her economic plan tomorrow. Okay, I want to make this clear. This interview was yesterday. Okay, this interview was September 24th. We're not reacting to some old clip from July or August. So we are way less now than 2 months away from the election, and you are just presenting your economic plan. I don't know, that speaks for itself. Okay, with that said, we're going to react a lot more to this in a second, but first, a word from our sponsors today over at Goldco. In today's unpredictable market, it's more important than ever to secure your financial future with a stable, long-term investment, and that's why we've teamed up with Goldco. Gold has been a proven safe haven for centuries, consistently holding its value while stocks, bonds, and even the dollar can fluctuate. When markets crash or inflation spikes, gold remains strong, offering a solid foundation for your retirement. With Goldco, you can easily diversify your portfolio with gold and silver IRAs, which can protect you from the volatility of other investments like stock and real estate. Goldco makes the rollover process for your 401k or IRA easy and tax penalty free with expert guidance at every step. And right now you can get up to $10,000 in free silver when you open an account. So why not learn more? Visit vincegold.com today for your free information kit. Again, that is vincegold.com. Secure your financial future at vincegold.com. All right, let's get back into this.
But do you think that she needs to be mixing it up more, having a press conference, more town halls, just out and about more? Oprah's the queen, obviously, but that's not a tough interview sitting down with Oprah. Oprah's endorsed her. She spoke at the convention. Does she need to be doing more of that sort of thing?
She will make that decision in her campaign agenda and her plan. What we're going to do, though, is make sure that we
again, that means yes, she does need to be doing more interviews, right? That's what Nancy Pelosi's trying to say, but doesn't want to say it publicly. So
the ground to get out every vote to elect her, that the message that is shaped is non-menacing, that it's uniting, all progressive and bold, but non-menacing, and that we have the resources, the three M's, the mobilization, message, money, to get the job done. She will be herself. She will take it forward in the way that she has confidence to connect with the American people, show the empathy that she has. But make no mistake, I know her well, as you know. She is a person of, I know her personally, and she's a person of goodness, of deep faith, and that's why she cares so much about people and their well-being. Officially, I know her, policy-wise, she has strength. She knows the issues, she knows the strategy, she's eloquent in her presentation.
Well, I know she has your vote, but you know, it's neck and neck. It is. I've never seen an election this tight at this point. Usually somebody has an edge at this point. That could change, but it's neck and neck. In the battlegrounds, it's neck and neck. So I do wonder, it seems like she's running kind of cautiously. And I wonder, does she need to take more risks?
Well, I would say, since you said, you know, she has my vote, I wasn't speaking about myself, because that's one vote. I'm talking about, I was in 3 states last week, not counting California and Washington, where I began then. And the enthusiasm out there is great for her. But again, it takes us to a point, and we have to get those other votes. So no one is taking anything for granted. We assume nothing. You know the word assume? It makes an ass of you and me. And I keep reminding people, mobilize, get out every vote that is eligible to vote, and make sure they're counted as cast. Message, non-menacing, uniting, bringing people together, money. No wasted time, no underutilized resources, and no regrets the day after the election that we could have gotten out more votes.
I'm sure that.
So, look, maybe I'm reading a little too much into this, but she doesn't sound that enthusiastic about Kamala Harris, if I'm going to be honest, because they ask her the hard questions about her campaign. She's not saying, no, Kamala Harris is doing a good job. She's saying, well, it's not my job to give advice. What does that mean? It means she's not enthusiastic, right? And you even listen to the way she's talking. Sure, you could say, oh, she's just trying to turn out voters. Okay, smart on her part. But still, she sounds a little nervous about the way the election is going to go. I don't know. Just saying, Nancy Pelosi doesn't seem that excited about this campaign so far.
You hear from progressive voters, Democratic voters who say, as I hear from them on social media, the media made such a big deal out of Joe Biden's alleged cognitive problems. Why don't they talk about Donald Trump's cognitive problems? Well, Donald Trump talked about that just a second ago, and I want to get your reaction. Let's run that clip.
They laugh at us all over the world. They're laughing at us. And you know what they're really laughing at? Kamala, because they can't believe that she's going to be president. They can't believe. You talk about cognitive problems. She's got bigger cognitive problems than he has, in my opinion.
Donald Trump saying that Kamala Harris has bigger cognitive problems than Joe Biden.
Why would you even cover that? This is a person who's not on the level. He is their nominee for president. He is incompetent. Let's not even talk about the silliness of it all and the weirdness of it all and the assault on women that it is. We're not going to talk issues. Incompetent. The only thing he did as president, when he had the majority, was to pass a bill that gave 83 tax cut that gave 83 of the benefits to the top 1%, adding $2 trillion to the national debt. The worst job creation record of anybody.
Okay, hold on a second. First of all, that's the only thing he did as president was pass the tax cut. I don't really think that's true. Okay, I don't exactly think that's true.
Percent, adding $2 trillion to the national debt. The worst job creation record of anybody president since Herbert Hoover.
Because of COVID, yes.
Well, it's not because of COVID. We put $3 trillion into the economy when he was president, working with and the Congress working together.
It's not because of COVID. So according to Nancy Pelosi, Despite the fact this happened worldwide, in other countries it kind of happened even worse than ours, we definitely didn't see a bunch of job loss during 2020 because of COVID and the specific fact that especially Democrat governors were locking down their states. No. That's just Donald Trump. That's just Orange Man bad. Okay, someone clearly is a little triggered and kind of losing it on national TV right now. All right, just look at her.
$3 trillion into the economy. So don't blame it on.
And you voted for it. You voted for that bill. So
And what did he do with COVID? Denial and delay. Responsible for thousands and thousands of people dying. So if you're going to forgive his job record because of COVID, make sure you attribute many of those deaths to him as well.
Not forgiving anything, just noting the content.
Incompetent. Forget silly and crazy and crooked and all the rest. Incompetent.
Let me just say, why do I run that clip? I run that clip because that's the Republican presidential nominee, and I thought you might have a reaction to it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Again, Nancy Pelosi kind of pressed there by Jake Tapper about Kamala Harris and many of her campaign shortcomings, and Nancy just gets defensive. She just says, I'm not going to give advice. I'm not going to give advice. Probably means Nancy Pelosi, someone who has seen a lot of elections before, is thinking to herself, yeah, there's a couple blind spots, and maybe the fact that you won't talk to reporters, you won't talk policy, I don't know, seems like a pretty major blind spot in a campaign. But then, she seems very happy. They shift the topic to Donald Trump, and then she can immediately seem like a crazy, angry old senile lady, which some would say is a little true. I don't know. But that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this CNN interview in the comment section down below. I just found it to be kind of amusing, the way that CNN's pressing her a bit, and she's just losing it, crazy Nancy. So with that said, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.